The Patriots have obviously made some massive moves in the last few weeks, but especially on the offensive line, I think we're going to see massive improvements and possibly going to have the best offensive line of 2021. The first massive move, and I honestly think this is the biggest one, if not one of the biggest ones we've made this offseason for the offensive line, is we got Trent Brown back. We had Trent Brown back in 2018, and we won the Super Bowl that year with him at left tackle. If you remember, we had an excellent running game that year, and honestly, that was the best offensive line year we've had overall, and he was my favorite player on the offensive line, so I am just super happy to have him back on the team. The trade details there is we basically just gave the Raiders a 5th round pick, and they're giving us a 7th round pick as well as Brown, so it's a very good trade. It's a bargain to get him in, honestly, to trade a 5th round pick for a 7th round pick there and get Brown, so I love that deal, and we have Trent Brown back. He's only signed through this year, though, so he will be a free agent in 2022, so I guess that's the only negative thing I have to say about that. At left guard, I think we're going to start Michael Oweno. Unfortunately, one of the downsides to this year's offensive line is we lost Joe Thuney. He's going to the Chiefs. I hate to see it, obviously. One of the best offensive linemen in the entire league. But good for them getting one of the best offensive linemen in the league. Now on to Michael Owenu. I'm very excited about this player because we drafted him in the 6th round, and already he started all 16 games last year due to injuries on the offensive line, and he was one of the best offensive linemen in the entire NFL in his rookie season. Again, only a 6th round pick, so we found an absolute diamond there in the draft. So he's going to be a great player to start at that left guard position. He played both guard positions last year really well. Obviously, Shaq Mason has been our right guard starter for years and years and years now, so I'm thinking that Michael Owenu is going to be our starting left guard this year. That seems like the best position for him. Now, we've seen a lot of drama surrounding the center position here because we thought we were going to lose David Andrews to the Dolphins. It was between us and the Dolphins. And then Ted Karras came to us from the Dolphins, so he left the Dolphins, came to us, and that was when it was super clear, as it seemed, that we would not get David Andrews and he would, in fact, go ahead and sign with the Dolphins. But surprise, surprise, yesterday he decided to come back. He made the right choice. He picked the better team, and he's coming back to the Patriots. Very excited about that because after getting Trent Brown, now getting David Andrews in, it is just solidified this offensive line. Even though we lost Joe Thuney, like I said, I think the addition there of Trent Brown, also retaining David Andrews, combined with the fact that we're going to have hopefully a healthy offensive line this year. We have Michael Owenu, like I said, so we have a great replacement there for Joe Thuney. Not Joe Thuney, caliber player, but he's going to be good enough to fill into that position. I think our offensive line still, despite that loss, has actually improved, in my opinion. David Andrews is a great player, and we're super happy to have him back. He's been with the team a very long time. Now, I'm going to go very quickly with this. Shaq Mason is going to be the starter there at right guard, obviously. He's been that starter for a very long time. Very great right guard, and he's been a very solid player for us for years now. At right tackle, I have Isaiah Wynn starting at this position, and this is the wild card for our offensive line this year. I'm probably going to make a video specifically for Isaiah Wynn, but the thing here is that if Isaiah Wynn gets injured, we're obviously going to be scrambling to fill in those positions, and we're going to be having to move guys around. If Isaiah Wynn stays healthy, we are going to have likely the best offensive line in the entire NFL next year, is my prediction, because of the fact that Isaiah Wynn, when he is healthy, he was playing very great for our offensive line. When he was out, we were having to scramble and move guys around, and it was making the whole offensive line all scattered around, and it ruined everything. So that is what our offensive line depends on at this point. Obviously, they'll still be very good, even if Isaiah Wynn gets injured, but we're really hoping to have him healthy because that would just be across the board. I mean, from left tackle to right tackle, solid at every single position. And honorable mentions here, just some things I wanted to mention. We did lose Shaq Mason, unfortunately. He was not one of the better offensive linemen on our team. I would say he was one of the middle of the pack guys. He was obviously on our team for quite a while, so it's sad to see him go, and he was a great depth player for us, and he really was great at coming in when guys would get injured. We did lose him. We went ahead and traded him to the Texans. We traded a few picks there. It was a pretty minor trade deal, but unfortunately he will not be a part of the team this year. Another thing to keep in mind is we have 2 solid tight ends now with Jonnu Smith and then also Hunter Henry as well on our team. That is a significant boost. I mean, night and day here at the tight end position, just on those 2 free agent signings of those 2 very young and up-and-coming rising star tight ends that we've brought onto our team on long-term deals. That is going to help the offensive line as well, because that is some more interior players there. They're going to be outside of those tackle positions. So having that improvement there as well, it just makes everything even better. I think our run game is going to be out of control, and then also the tight end short passing game. I'm very excited to see what this offense looks like this year. Whoever our starting quarterback is this season, which is probably a topic I need to talk about in a separate video, they're going to have an easier time this year than we've had in years for a quarterback. This is a great quarterback situation we have on our hands. The wide receiver position has upgraded a bit with Nelson Aguilar, obviously, but especially those 2 tight ends, those great tight ends, and then the offensive line seeing big boosts there. And then the run game is going to have an easier time, which is going to take some of that pressure off of the passing game as well. I think we are clearly in a better offensive position than we have been in the past 2 seasons, 2019 and 2020, and I'm very excited to see what this team has in store for us Patriots fans to watch. Anyway, guys, smash that like button to help that algorithm out, and also make sure to subscribe because I have more Patriots videos on the way. Also, share this to any Patriots groups or pages or anything that you're a part of as well. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.